Thing going around, circle going around.
Okay.
Oh, 54 in Myrtle Beach sounds wonderful. Nothing yet?
Oh,
Huh?
yep.
Yes, you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm happy for you and me. Okay,
Okay. We've got like
we're
a
back in
massive.
business, I think. Yay! Thank you guys. Thank you guys for your patience. Oh, and I love talking about copper peptides. My favorite thing to talk about. So, okay, so I'm looking at this camera then, right?
Yes.
And I have some like influencer drama to talk about too, because I never talk about any of that stuff. So I'm gonna fill you in on a story that was kind of funny. So yay! Okay, 54 sounds wonderful. Although it's 36 here in the Twin Cities, and you know what? I'll take it. 36 is kind of nice, but yeah, I think it's supposed to be really cold, and Ely is probably even way colder up there. So, man, were we in Ely? Was that the airport we went to?
We went to
What International
Internet
Falls? Oh,
Falls.
is that close to Ely?
Not really.
Not really. No.
I mean, they're
Okay.
both in northern Minnesota.
Yeah, they're both way up there. They're both cold. So, anti-aging retinoid. Let's see. I like the Geek and Gorgeous A Game 20. I'm partial to that. Uh, the Ordinary retinol emulsion, that's great too. Stratia has a good retinoid. And then what was the other one? Maylove has a nice retinol, but it has fragrance in it. So if you have to pick one, the Geek and Gorgeous A Game, if you're new to retinoids, start with the 5 and work your way up. But they're all great. You can't go wrong with them. So the only thing I don't know is I don't see myself on the screen, but I guess does that matter? I just see
I can see it.
you can, okay, well, I don't need to see myself. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. Okay, you know what? First, I'll just start out with the influencer drama because it ends up being kind of funny. So, uh, so one morning, like right around Christmas, before Christmas, like the 20th, I want to say. So I did a newsletter article about cupcake polish because I got rid of my nails, my acrylics. And you know, I just couldn't stand having to do them every like 3 weeks. I just couldn't stand it. So anyway, so now I just doing it myself. So I talked about cupcake polish because now I'm doing it myself. I'm going back to my favorite polishes, which is cupcake polish. I wrote a nice article about them and I included a link to a few of my favorite colors from them. Okay. So fast forward 2 weeks later, I open up my email and there's a dispute over $1.47, and Cupcake Polish is saying that somehow I misrepresented their brand, and I'm like, wow, this is terrible. I'm like, I just didn't think any brand would hassle me over $1.47. I totally appreciate people clicking on the links. That's how we continue to be able to afford to do this because I kind of do this really just because I love doing it. I love it's fun. Uh, so I'm like, wow, that's strange. So I wrote them and they said, yeah, yep, you know, we don't like what you're saying about our brand. You know, we closed this. They took the $1.47 commission back. And then I didn't say anything. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to do a video. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to really come at them because I thought it was kind of crummy to fight over $1.47. Anyway, so Christmas happens and goes, comes and goes. It's like December 27th. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to write to Cupcake Polish one more time. It's run by one gal named Sarah. And so I email them like, this is my last email. If they don't write back or anything, I'm gonna make a video and it's not gonna be very nice. But I was gonna make it kind of funny, of course. So anyway, so I write back now that Christmas is over and I'm sure you had a lot of orders and things like that. Let me know what we can do to solve this issue. They had mistaken my name for cameraman's name and thought it was somebody else just posting random links, affiliate links out there. So they didn't
As
know,
you.
yeah, as me. So they thought it was just somebody else trying to post it from my account, and now I got my $1.47 back. So anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. These are like the stupid little things about being an influencer
So the real question
reviewer.
is,
Yes.
where are you going to spend the dollar
Yeah,
47?
exactly. I won't even get you a cup of coffee anywhere
Not
anymore.
not even at McDonald's. Well,
No,
maybe McDonald's?
probably doubt it. Might get you like a cheeseburger at McDonald's
I don't
or
think so.
maybe like one chicken nugget or something. But anyway, so I thought that was funny and it ended up being fine. So, but I just never had any issues with anything like that. So it was kind of strange. So anyway, so yeah, cupcake polish, kind of funny. But yeah, I was like so annoyed. I'm like, this is so petty. This is so ridiculous. Over $1. I don't even want the dollar. You know what I mean? Anyway, so it ended up being just fine. Anyway, okay. So, okay. Yeah, Stradia is wonderful. Stradia, if you checked out my newsletter or my feed at all, they sent a nice email out to everyone in the LA area. If you've been affected by the wildfires, we want to help, and here's what we're going to do to help. So I really found that touching that they reached out to do that, and that's another small brand. Cameraman's getting the other camera going. Poor cameraman. Hey, you got it to work. It's your computer that was having issues. I almost think you need a more high-powered computer or something, but
Should use I should use the desktop, but I just
we're
don't
just
like.
trained to use laptops these days.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, so I got my $1.47. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I don't even know what that buys anymore. But yeah, so I just thought it was funny. So let's see. Oh, it's something about your debit card won't let you buy Theramid. That's strange. It must be because it's out of Europe or Spain. It must be something with it being international. My dad has issues like this anytime we travel. Uh, his credit card gets shut down within like the first day.
And he calls ahead of time
Yeah, he calls ahead of time saying,
and
"Hey, we're
says, "I'm going to be on vacation."
yeah." And then they shut it down and then he panics. So then for a while he started bringing with cash, like thinking like he wasn't going to be able to use it. So he'd bring all this cash and then I'm like, "Don't bring all this cash. This is a bad idea. I don't Uh-oh, change the battery."
Oh,
Was that
all right.
is that okay, anyway. Well, I'm working both cameras. So yeah. So anyway, so he always does that, and it's kind of funny. So he started bringing all his cash with him. Like, don't do this. Don't bring all this cash with you. They're not going to think good things of somebody bringing a few $1,000s of cash with them out of the country. You know what I mean? You just don't know. And I know, like, there's certain airports specifically where people they kind of target people bringing cash in, and I think they can confiscate it for almost any reason if they think, hey, you're bringing $2,000 with you, you must be buying drugs with it or something, or what else? Yeah,
Your dad looks like a drug dealer.
he definitely does. He definitely does. So anyway, so yeah, he looks great. He's going to be 76 this year. He looks great. Cameron's mom was with us on our little trip to Costa Rica, and we went horseback riding on a really tall trail, very tall. And we did zip lining. And Cameron's mom is almost 80 years old. I mean, and she did this all, and I was like, struggling. I mean, I just can't believe how tough she was. That horseback riding is no joke. I have total newfound respect for it that I never had before. Um, and I probably will never do it again. So I'm good now on my,
Horseback riding down a mountain, down a
yeah,
volcano.
yeah, where it's all rocky and it's washed out and then my horse was a little crazy. Yeah, I'm good. I don't need to ever horseback ride again because I couldn't walk for like 3 days after that. So anyway, yeah. So travel credit card, that's the key. So yeah, so the Numbuzin essence. So first of all, what's interesting is on their Amazon sales page for this, there are apparently two different formulas. The US formula uses just NAD, I guess, and the Japan and Korea version use NAD and NMN. So it might be worth paying attention to where you're buying it from if you want the NMN in it as well. That's kind of similar to NAD. Here we go.
I don't know why. Yeah, yeah.
Cameron has ADD, so can you tell?
Um,
So yeah, so I've got it here. It's wonderful. So I don't know why they're calling this an essence at all. It's really not an essence. It's which camera am I looking at now? That one?
are you gonna do a swatch?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just going to.
Hang on. Go ahead.
So they call it an essence, but it's really like a serum. It's similar in texture like the snail mucin creams, but it is so nice. And the ingredients in here are amazing. I don't even know how they did it all, but so I'm wearing it today underneath my sunscreen. So super wonderful. So actually, the ingredients in here are crazy. The amount of peptides in here. So this NAD ingredient, I'm not sure if this is going to end up being like the end all be all antioxidant and anti-aging ingredient. I don't even know if it's topically going to be absorbed and work in the skin, but not it's not necessary that products have now you have to change another battery pack. Oh, never mind.
They're from
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So I don't know if it's going to be the end all be all anti-aging ingredient. Probably won't be, but I guess when it's used with resveratrol, it helps it absorb better. It has a synergistic effect on it. So we'll see with NAD. There's still not a lot of brands using it, but that's not the exciting ingredient. I don't know why they named it after the NAD, but so we've got glutathione, we've got algae, we've got resveratrol, we've got astaxanthin. I think I said it right. Astaxanthin. Thank you, Matt. Astaxanthin. Hopefully. I practiced. And then we've got all these peptides. I think in total there's 50 different over 50 different peptides in here. So this is the list of peptides, and it goes on for 2 pages. It's got Syncol peptide. It's got all these. There's no one good peptide, what I've found, because certain peptides work differently. Some peptides work by relaxing the muscle. Some peptides work by instituting collagen production in skin. Some peptides work by helping prevent collagen loss before it even happens. Some peptides work by firming the skin up. Some are the Botox, so Botox in a bottle type peptides. So there's not just one that's better than any of the other ones. If I had to pick one of them, and that I could only use, it'd probably be copper peptides. If I had to pick two of them, it would be copper peptides and SNAP 8. Those two are my favorite, but this one uses a lot of peptides that aren't even in any other products yet. So, the interesting thing is they've got a lot of peptides in here that are involved with hair loss. They slow hair loss and strengthen hair fibers and strengthen the root of the hair. There's a few of those in there. They've got the matrixyl peptide. They've got the matrixyl 3000. They've got SNAP 8 in here. And then they've got some anti-glycation peptides. They've got some brightening ingredients in here. They've got ascorbic acid peptides. They've got certain eye peptides which help prevent puffiness and it's thought to help with water accumulation in skin. And then they've just got a lot of other antioxidants in here. So it's an amazing product and it feels so nice on the skin. And it soaks in nicely and it sets to a nice finish. It's not sticky. It's not expensive. There's no scent to it. Um, yeah, I think it's probably 28 bucks right now at Yes Style. So I am sold on it. I've only been using it a handful of days now, but so far so good. I can't say anything bad about it yet. Maybe the NAD won't be the end all be all anti-aging ingredient, but yeah, so I'm very curious. I'm excited. I think I'm going to start using it on one half of my face so I can do a better test. Then that kind of freaks me out though. Maybe I should just there's got to be a better way to test it than anyway, I'll figure it out. But if I do it on it's almost like exercising at the gym. If you do too much on one side, are you going to get arms strong on one side and then weak on the other? So, yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I think the peptides in here, there's so many ingredients. They're small amounts. And a lot of these peptides though have been shown that it doesn't need necessarily a large amount. Certain peptides in just even like 0.02% work well. Um so I think it's something worth a try and it's not expensive. Although if you have to choose between that and something else, I still love the ordinary copper peptide serum. It's still one of my favorites. So, yeah. So, okay. Yes, you guys can hear now. Okay. The n- okay.
Close to your mouth.
Okay. it feels weird.
Well, you gotta
Okay.
almost eat it.
Oh, geez.
You get it. See how close I am?
Yeah. Okay. I'm closer now. I will talk louder. Yes, Mark, add it to cart. You know what? The texture of it's so nice, and it really worked nicely underneath my sunscreen. So I'm not. I hate when I don't want to. I'm not an influencer. I'm thinking more of a reviewer, but I hate when certain influencers. There's certain ones that every friggin' time they're talking about product, this is the best thing ever. This is the best thing ever. This is the best thing ever. Every friggin' day, and it's like it's not every day that a wonderful product comes around where it's like this is awesome. For me, it's like maybe once a month at the most. At the most. So this is the first product that's really impressed me in a while. Aside from probably the Geek and Gorgeous A Game 20, that was the last one that was really really impressive. And then the one before that, the Neogen High R Exosome Cream. So yeah, so I that's how I feel about it. But and I guess you probably get more views when every day is like, this is the best thing ever. You have to buy this. But, and there's, I think with the economy around the world the way it is and things like that, I think spending less is a good thing. You know what I mean? Saving some money and maybe treating yourself occasionally. I've certainly cut back on what I buy. I've cut back a lot. There's been a lot of sales recently where it's like, oh my gosh, how do I not buy this? And then I like, beautylish.com, they're
I don't believe it.
we used to get a lot of boxes coming here. Beautylish, they do like a lucky box every year, and it's usually like what is it, like $100 or something, or you can get the XL bag. And um, I did it before, and I was like, I wasn't happy with it. Then I didn't do it for a year. Then I did it another year. And I was like, yeah, I don't love it. So I didn't get one this year. And then I see all people, everyone posting their spoilers and seeing what they got. I'm like, I'm glad I didn't need any of it. I didn't want any of it. I probably wouldn't have used any of it. The thing is, Tatcha, ugh, they're having their little lucky big sale where you spend 100 and you get $100 in gifts. I've been I haven't done it yet, but there's been 3 times where I've been really close to checking out and spending that money, but I haven't. And I think the sale ends soon, so maybe I can stay strong. We'll see. Sarah Strong, not spending money, not buying the Tatcha stuff. But
I'm all in favor of this movement.
the Tatcha stuff, it's interesting though. I was at TJ Maxx the other day and this was on clearance, and I'm like, I've never seen Tatcha at TJ Maxx, so I bought it. I don't know. It's the uh Hinoki body wash, body milk, and body oil, and it was on clearance for I think $16, I guess. So, and I thought, you know what, this is a good travel size, so I'll just travel with it. And I probably shouldn't have even bought that, and I don't know why I did, just because I've never seen them at TJ Maxx. So I thought, I might as well buy it. But yeah, I didn't need it. I didn't need to buy it, but I guess it says the regular price is $48 on this set, so it's like I made money. But otherwise, I'm doing a little bit better, so not buying stuff. So, yeah. So Numbuzin, talked about that. Okay. Oh, what is the poll? Which poll is this first?
The first poll was, everybody, if you haven't voted yet, vote. Would you still watch the live stream if we included a live 10 to 12
Oh,
minute review with no interaction?
okay. And
So
95% of people said yes.
95 right now.
Wow.
So how
I'll
many?
take that.
We've got
Okay.
only 19 people have voted. So vote if
Okay.
you haven't yet, if you can.
Yeah, if you don't want it, feel free to vote no. So Cameraman and I have gone back and forth on this, as Cameraman thinks we should do it, and I'm like, I kind of just like randomly talking about stuff, but yeah. So whatever you guys vote on is what we'll do next week. So yeah. Okay. 95. I think that's
I
pretty good.
I think
So
the people have spoken.
yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. Look at how nice my hand is, so soft when I put that on there. I just can't get over it. Sorry, my nails don't look as nice. I just painted them today, but yeah, this just feels so nice. So I don't know. Yeah, I haven't been blown away by a product like this really since the Geek and Gorgeous or the Neogen. I love this moisturizer. It's just so nice and not ridiculously expensive. So Yeah. Okay, well, I like that. 23 votes. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Tatcha is so expensive. And that's why I was looking at it like it's kind of a deal, but unless they send you like the free gifts, like they'd probably end up sending me something I couldn't use, like their clay mask is really scented, or their texture tonic, which is full of essential oils. I'd probably end up getting something like that, and I wouldn't want, but the indigo cream, I have tried little samples of it, and I've really liked it, but it's so friggin' expensive. So yeah, I don't know. But so that's my treat to myself this week was the NAD stuff. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, the Stratoface Lipid Gold is wonderful. Their interface is wonderful. They do a good job with all their stuff. So I'll be reviewing their toner probably tomorrow or Sunday. It was out of stock for a while. I recorded the review of it a few weeks or like a week ago, and it was out of stock, out of stock. So now I finally can, yeah. So yeah, the Tatcha you know what? I also really like that Tatcha sunscreen. Both the sunscreens from Tatcha, the silk one, that one's really that's the other one I keep putting in out of my cart and then I don't buy it. And then I think I don't need more stuff, but it is a really nice mineral sunscreen. And there's not a lot of people have been finding the clay mask and the texture tonic at TJ Maxx. Well, interesting. You know what? So that's something I don't know if I'd buy it if I saw it or not. You know what I mean? Because both of them are pretty scented. They must not have sold well. Maybe the brand, I think the brand can do more with gentle scents. You know what I mean? Fragrance that isn't super strong and overwhelming. And I think that's why their indigo products are so good because they are not full of fragrance. Their water cream has a light scent and it dissipates, but that texture tonic was very overpowering. So yeah. Yeah, I think the texture tonic when they were selling it, well, I think they're probably still selling it. I think it was like $60 or something. So, yeah, I'm curious. Now I feel like I need to go to TJ Maxx more often though, because lately they've had Skin Fix stuff too. So I got to pick up every time I see a hand cream from Skin Fix there, I buy it because I love it and I give it to everybody. So, oh, they say so they changed the packaging. I see. Oh, so they're probably changing the packaging to recyclable packaging, that's what I'm guessing, because they've started to do with their other products too. So refillable packaging, maybe that's what it is. My first guess was it wasn't selling so good, but you know what? There are people that just love that brand so much. So I get it. So yeah, I love finding Skin Fix. It's whenever I find it, I'm always got to buy it, and I'll give it away, or my friends love it. So one other thing I want to talk about, I got an email about vitamin C staining the skin. And so this gal was using, I think it was a Geek and Gorgeous vitamin C serum. And she was using it at night and woke up and her hands were orange and her face was orange. And it's interesting. I don't know if she's on the live stream or not, but maybe she'll watch this. Ascorbic acid actually, when it breaks down into the DHA, which is the tanning ingredient that's in self tanners. So when you use vitamin C and you don't use anything over it and it's a high percentage, you can end up looking orange. And she said she had to wash her hands like 8 times to get that off. And it's the self tanning. It's like the tanning effect. Um, so there's a few things to do to avoid that. And there's not like a true tried and true, like this is the way to avoid that happening because there's been days still where I've done these things and I'll leave the gym after sweating a little bit and I'll have an orange ring around my face. And it's always a fun look when you have, you know what I mean? You look like, I don't know, you look like an Oompa Loompa or something just around your face. So I've found making sure your vitamin C serum is super fresh can help because the older it gets, the more orange it gets over time. Letting the vitamin C serum soak in longer before you apply anything over it seems to help. So, a lot of times, if I'm using vitamin C, I'll apply it and then I'll get my hair stuff ready to do in the morning. I'll give it a few minutes to soak in. Then I'll finish my routine, put on my sunscreen, and then do my hair while my sunscreen soaks in. Applying too much of it can make it more prone to turn orange. So, like 2 to 3 drops and pat it on. That really makes a big difference too. So, applying a very thin layer and making sure it's absorbed before you move on can help. Um, sometimes using it with other products can make it more orange. So, like if you're using like tinted sunscreen, it can react with the vitamin C sometimes and make it look more orange. Uh, so, if possible, you can always use vitamin C at night, where it's if you wake up and you look orange, nobody really cares except your dog, and he probably doesn't even care either. So those are some things, and then just making sure you after you remove it, you cleanse it. So, um, yeah, and I found the stronger the vitamin C serum is, sometimes the more likely it is to stain your skin. So, and there's other, I mean, you can use other vitamin C derivatives that can make a difference because the derivatives don't break down into the tanning ingredient, or using it at night, or using something with a low percentage like the Claire's declares freshly charging vitamin C serum. It does have a little bit of scent in it, but using something with a lower percentage can also help. So, those are just a few thoughts on vitamin C because it is kind of a bummer when it looks orange, you know. So, anyway, so yeah, Fitzpatrick 0. Yeah, Fitzpatrick, I'm very fair. Cameraman is, he's part Lebanese, so he's a little bit more. Yeah, I'm very he doesn't really burn ever, so I'm jealous of that. But okay, so then I want to talk about exosomes, and yeah, so I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, pale, I get it. I remember. Do you remember when Kat Von D was still involved with that brand before they changed it and took her actual like ownership away? When she came out with the concealer color that was literally white, and it was kind of, I think she came out with one that was like white white and then one that was black black, and was um kind of controversial, if I recall. And but a lot of people were like, I'm this white, this pale, I am this pale that this white works. So I, yeah, I don't know. And you know what, I'm pretty pale, so when I use like self tanner, it never ends up looking really good because it ends up looking too fake. So I'm just, yeah, goth, yeah, goth, yeah. That was big. I remember that. That was the trend. And oh, by the way, I had to mention this. I was at the store the other day, and Crumble cookies and Dunkin' Donuts now, they have all these scented deodorants. So this is the Crumble strawberry crumb cake deodorant, and then they have a lotion and moisturizer of it. So I had to get it. My dad loves Crumble, but I don't think he'd wear this, but he loves Crumble. So yeah. Goth pale. Yeah, I remember everyone would be gothy and they'd wear like the dark clothing and the clothing with like all the paper clips on it and things like that was always the trend. I just I could never get into it because I was too lazy to be goth because it seemed like a lot of work to dress up. So haven't worn deodorant in years. You know what, the Kosas glycolic deodorant thing, that seems to be really good. When my dad was having a smell issue, he was like super sensitive to any fragrance at all. Sometimes he would even think he smelled things that weren't there. Uh, but you couldn't wear any deodorant around because it would like bother him so much. He's gotten so much better. I have no idea what was going on with it, but I know one other person that has the same problem. He couldn't go to the car. He still can't go to the car wash because the scent there. Pumping gasoline. He travels with two masks, but the last time we traveled, he didn't have to wear them, thankfully. Sometimes I'll notice somebody that's wearing a strong perfume and I'll notice it, but he won't. Miss Universe. Yeah, I was on our flight right next to my dad in the aisle wearing I was getting a migraine from it and he didn't smell it. But for him, like even almost any other scent, like he opened like an ant trap once in the scent of it, um, he couldn't handle. Starting his car, the smell from that he couldn't handle. So it went away. My dental hygienist's mom has the same issue, and she's had it for 7 years, and she can't really leave her house. The only time she can leave her house is they do something like she says it's like they impact, not impact, compact something in her nose so she doesn't smell. So to go to like her grandson's wedding, she had to do that on her nose. So yeah, so my dad had it for like 2 years, I want to say. I cannot imagine 7 years of it. So my dental hygienist, every time she goes to her mom's house, she has a separate set of clothes and she changes into them, just in case there's any residue scent or fragrance or anything. So that was weird, but hyperosmia is what it is. So if she's had it for 7 years, okay. I thought maybe it had something to do with the pandemic, maybe, but she's had it for 7 years. That was before that. So anyway, yeah. So well, I like that you have to don't have to wear deodorant. I mean, I don't know. This seems like it'll smell pretty good. So it does. It smells like doesn't smell like strawberries so much as it smells like vanilla. So I'm looking forward to this. And I think my dad can probably handle it since he can handle crumble cookies. He should be able to handle this. So I'm excited. But I don't wear, if I wear fragrance, it's usually vanilla, but I don't wear it a lot. I'm trying to think. I did wear it once. I'm not even sure why. You know what? I think it was some shampoo I used was really gave my hair like a bad smell. So I like just sprayed vanilla in it. Vanilla perfume. I think it was the Huda Beauty's brand vanilla perfume they had, but I don't wear it because so many of them give me a headache, but the vanilla ones don't. At the one of my first jobs, there's this gal, her name was Nora, and she would cover herself in vanilla perfume, and you could smell her like whenever she was coming down the hall or leaving, you could smell her for probably 5 or 10 minutes, and it was always a nice smell. So I didn't mind when she walked by because I like vanilla. So yeah. Yeah, the Geek and Gorgeous, it definitely I think it's just because it's strong. So yeah, the the orange is kind of a bummer. So yeah, especially if I go to the gym and sweat it all, people must look at me like, "What is going on with her? She's like melting or something." So yeah, vanilla, I like. See, vanilla's good. Yeah, I think everyone's got their certain thing that they can handle. Like even people that are sensitive to fragrance, I think most people have something that they can handle that they like. Like something like maybe like pepperminty would be good too. I tried it in our humidifier, but um, I don't know, it just turned the humidifier to like goop. So, but the peppermint smell coming out of the humidifier is really refreshing, except the humidifier left a dust everywhere. So, yeah. So I won't do that. The Moroccan oil, I love that one too. That's the other one. And when I got it, I think I got it as a freebie, a big a big container of it. So I gave it to one of my friends and I kept my other bottle of it because that's the other scent I like the smell of. Thankfully, it's a shampoo that works well. So for me, so oh yes, the TNS Skin Medica. Yeah, that is so strong and that scent is so bad. Yeah, it's gross. So I'm glad they have the fragrance-free Skin Medica version because they're so it's the advanced serum that's the fragrance-free one. The complex is the one it has the worst smell ever. It's super effective, but the smell is bad. So yeah, yeah. Super sensitive to smell in both vanilla. Yeah. Bakery vanilla. Yeah, I get that. There's kind of two different vanillas. Like a vanilla latte smell. That's like really good. So, okay, Exosomes. Did I say that properly? Astaxanthin. I'm never going to mispronounce that again. So, exosomes, they're kind of becoming a big deal now. You're starting to see them pop up more. Like now there's all these like little targeted treatment things for exosomes. This is hand heal, facial rejuvenation. I think it's exosomes. It's got PDRN. I think and it's got amino acids. It's got copper peptides in here. Uh, We've got this one, the Neogen High Exosome Cream with exosomes. The Ultimate Serum from Revive just put exosomes in there. So they're kind of becoming popular now. And they're just like super tiny little cells. Uh, and they come from cells, tissues, or body fluids of almost all mammalian species. So all mammals have exosomes that we can use, and they include stem cells, cancer cells, immune cells, hair follicle stem cells, and human dermal fibroblasts. And then there's plant-derived exosomes. So Neogen dermology uses centella exosomes in this. So this one is not human exosomes. So this one uses a plant-derived ones. Um, And those apparently have been reported to have regenerative, anti-inflammatory, and immunogenic properties. And they say that plant-derived exosomes are evaluated as promising substitutes for human exosomes due to their similarity in structure and function, and they were described as potential therapeutic agents for diseases of the digestive, respiratory, neurological, vascular, endocrine, and musculoskeletal systems. Their origin includes several sources, such as flowers, because rose is a big one. There's some studies that show rose exosomes to be beneficial for the skin. Ginger, grapes. Grapes is a huge one. Broccoli, asparagus, turmeric, lemon, grapefruit, garlic. I don't know if I'd want garlic, but soybeans, mushrooms, tomatoes, and more. Apparently, Anua made a exosome serum. The normal, no, it wasn't. It was the PDRN serum, and from salmon eggs, and they didn't do anything to counter the natural fish smell. So people were using it and complaining about how bad it was, how bad it smelled because it supposedly smells like fish. So, in that kind of case, I'm okay with fragrance. Add the fragrance in. I don't want to smell like fish all day. So, anyway, so that's just something I was thinking about all of this. So, exosomes are great for skin regeneration. Oh, cameraman's testing me. Uh, right, nano recipe. I was just looking at this and I ordered it from Amazon this at like 2 in the morning. So, I, yeah, that one looks interesting. I'll link to it. I'll write myself a note because that one looked interesting and it wasn't expensive either. So when I was looking at the nano recipe exosome product, underneath it there were like similar products and there was one from a brand, it was like $400, and I couldn't quite figure out the difference between the nano recipe one that was like 19 bucks and the other one that was like $400. So I don't know, but so exosomes, they're great for regeneration. So they contain bioactive molecules like growth factors, proteins, lipids, RNA, and microRNAs, which stimulate the skin's repair mechanisms, promoting collagen and elastin production, helping restore elasticity and firmness. And the older we get, the less firm and less elastic we are. Sadly, it reduces inflammation. It helps by delivering anti inflammatory signals into skin and helps soothe irritated skin. Can also help with skin conditions such as acne and rosacea. It can enhance wound healing in skin. It can accelerate the healing process by stimulating fibroblasts and promoting angiogenesis, which is the formation of new blood vessels, which makes them very useful for treating scars. I have a friend who did the skin cancer surgery. Oh, that's the name of it is escaping me right now, the puncture thing, and she's got a scar there. And I think if she would have done a few things differently when that scar was healing, I think her scar wouldn't be as noticeable. But I think she's going to get some microneedling things done. But I think had I known better to help her, I think there's some treatments that probably would have been more beneficial. But yeah, so anyway, so it helps with wound healing, which also is great for using after treatments like microneedling. It's anti-aging, so it helps with increasing skin hydration, enhancing collagen synthesis, improving skin texture and tone, and reducing fine lines and wrinkles. It's also great for brightening the skin. It can help regulate melanin production, reducing hyperpigmentation. And then, last but not least, supports skin barrier function, such as enhancing the skin's natural barrier by delivering lipids and proteins that repair damaged skin and improve its resilience to environmental stressors. So, exosomes, I think, are going to be big. They're already kind of becoming a big thing. So, oh, yeah. So, okay, back to the chat here. Salmon. Yeah, salmon sperm. Yeah, kind of gross. Yeah, so what there's one I talked about, the PDRN. That one used a plant um type of protein instead of the salmon thing. I don't necessarily I don't know how much I necessarily think some of these plants are going to end up stacking up next to some of the human, or you know, the other ones, or the salmon ones that are more biologically close to our skin than a plant, but If it doesn't smell like salmon, then I'm okay with it. I don't want to smell like salmon. So, yeah, this computer, okay. That not computer, but I have looked at the Mela from La Roche-Posay. You know what? Next time I'm at Ulta and I have one thing I have to return, I'm gonna have to see if they have a tester that I can smell because I think it has fragrance in it, but it might not be very strong. I have an eyeshadow I got from ColourPop that is impossible to open. Even cameraman couldn't open it. And the jar's like this big, so so I have to return it because I couldn't even use it. So it's kind of a bummer. So yeah, the Joy Cellulu, I can't remember if that's how they say it. Oh, you ordered it. Okay, I'm excited. Yeah, that brand has some nice options and more affordable products. So compared to like Skin Medica. So oh, thank you, DB. That's nice. Are you DB Cooper? Is that your last name? You know what? I hope when I die, I find out who DB Cooper was because it bothers me sometimes that who is he? You know what I mean? So I hope when we die, we find all this information out, but maybe we don't even care when I don't know. Whatever. Just randomly. It's totally random. So Sarah with an H. Yeah, an H. 5 letters, which is how it should be spelled. But, I had so many friends growing up on my street. I think there was 3 of us Sarahs and there was 2 Jennies and all of them were spelled differently. So it's kind of funny. So they solved DB Cooper. Well, I'm gonna have to do some Googling. Huh. Gold Coast, Australia. Is it hot in Australia right now? I'm guessing it is. Yeah. That's right. We went about this time of year there. We went right before the fires that were on Kangaroo Island. So, I finally got a sample of that uh, ca- calcium brand, or I don't know how to say it. Yes, it's pink. I got a sample of it in the Space NK advent calendar, and I'm using it a little bit here and there, and it's really light, and it has no scent. So I don't know how. I have a feeling the whole process of getting fibroblast growth factors and all this stuff is kind of gross. Oh, DB, thank you so much. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's more than my $1.47, but you might have missed that story. But it's more than the $1.47 that I almost got taken away from. So, well, thank you. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's hot in Australia. So then the other we went to Uluru and we stayed there for a night. Uluru or Ayers Rock and the
Ayers.
Ayers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But Uluru.
Uluru is the proper name now. The flies there were nuts. The flies there were so crazy. I don't know how people we were there for what 3 days and the flies were insane. It made me crazy. The flies everywhere, but it was cool though otherwise. So I will check those out. Oh, okay. I'm gonna check those out. I like those. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so that calcium or calcium. I'm gonna have to practice that name now. So far, so good, but it's a tiny size, but it lasts a long time because it's super watery. So I think exosomes are gonna be huge. And then the other thing, mesotherapy. Have you guys started to hear about this at all? Mesotherapy. It's not like microneedling. I thought it would be like microneedling, but I watched a couple of videos of somebody getting it performed on them, and it made me almost faint feeling. It was a video of somebody. So for mesotherapy, it's just a series of injections, and they can do it for different things. They can do it for your skin, or they can do mesotherapy for. They do it with like a fat dissolver for like just stubborn areas of fat, not for weight loss per se, but just for like stubborn areas of fat. They do this mesotherapy and involves like a bazillion injections with a shorter needle. And for fat dissolving, I think it has to be a certain layer. You don't want to get into the muscle because you don't want to put meat dissolver or meat tenderizer. You don't want to put meat tenderizer in your muscle, but it can't be too close to the surface because then that could eat out through your skin. So this mesotherapy is becoming very popular, and it seems like it's a lot of people are starting to do it for different things. So I watched a video of somebody having it performed on them, and I just oof, it made me lightheaded watching it. So they use different things, plant extracts, vitamins, amino acids, minerals, hyaluronic acid, hormones, enzymes, and even certain prescription medications, and they just inject it in like, and they put a some of them put like a graph on. It's almost like in a graph, a certain distance away from each of them. But so this gal was having it done. I think on each cheek, I think it was like 8 or 9 injections in a row, and probably like 5 or 6 rows. But the person doing the injection was using the same needle the whole time. And I kept thinking, gosh, that has to be painful. I mean, because each time you poke that needle, it's dulling and dulling and dulling. And then she went and did probably 60 injections with the same needle. I'm like, that maybe maybe they numbed it, but seriously, the thought of it made me faint. But apparently, people are having this done. So you can go to like a dermatologist or an esthetician, but I think it depends on the state, because certain estheticians I think are ranked differently, because some are allowed to give shots and some can't, and some can use lasers, and some there's probably different licenses and things like that. So, so you don't need anesthesia, I guess. There's no scars, but this person that was having it done in this video was bleeding a lot out of every single injection, was bleeding and bleeding a lot. And I think they can also do like platelet rich plasma, something like that, instead of like an you know, instead of a hyaluronic acid, they could do like a your platelet rich plasma and things like that. So, so yeah, so the one that people use for the fat is Kybella, and it can destroy fat cells permanently. And there's less downtime, but some people, from what I've seen, have had some healing issues and like a little bit of hyperpigmentation or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation or redness, erythema. So the cons is there's not really approved by the FDA, so that's kind of an issue. I guess who do you trust to do it? That's another issue. It hasn't doesn't seem like it's something that's been done a lot for a long period of time. And some studies say that this mesotherapy doesn't really do anything. But I don't know. I think some of that platelet-rich plasma and things like that. I mean, I had the platelet-rich plasma microneedled, and I really thought that helped my hyperpigmentation a ton. So the other con is it can take up to 10 sessions, and that gets expensive because some clinics charge about like almost $1,000 for one mesotherapy session. So if you have to do it 10 times, that's $10,000. You might just be better off getting a facelift or something like that. I don't know. Swelling can be pretty bad. But yeah, so I'm just curious, is anybody gonna do this? Or do I have to do it? I'd love for somebody else to do it first, but I don't know. After watching that video, I don't know. I just, you know what? If I did that, I would talk to my esthetician. I would say, you can do this, but you have to change the needle like every 5 pokes or something like that. Because the thought of, you know what I mean, being jabbed in the face 60 times with the same dull needle over and over again sounds awful. So, yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I hear Ike. Ike's upstairs. He's baby gated in because the stairs are too steep for him now. But yeah. So, yeah, I think home skincare, personally, if I'm spending money on it for an esthetician to do something, I really want them to do the lasers because those are what I've found the most effective. The microneedling is helpful, but I could probably do that at home, but there's certain you're not supposed to, certain microneedling lengths, once it gets from 1 millimeter up, I think it becomes medical. And then from everything below that is topical microneedling. But if it's too deep, then it becomes more risk of infection. In doing things at home where there's an infection risk, you're probably better off having a professional that knows how to sanitize and everything do it. But if I'm spending all that money, the lasers are really impressive what they can do in just a short period of time. But some of them really hurt. So yeah. So yeah. So I think yeah, maybe wait for somebody else to do it. Or if I'm curiously randomly gone for like 3 weeks and I don't say anything, then maybe that's what happened. And I'm not going to show my face. So yeah, Kybella is very popular. So my yeah, oh, you know what? That QURE, I don't know how they say it. Cure microneedling. My sister-in-law has experience with it and was really happy with it. So I'm gonna have to check that out. But Yeah, so I do like the micro roller, the needle roller, derma roller. I can do that, and now I am the proud owner of two micro needling pens that I've been too scared to use. So I've got two of them. One is a doctor pen, and the other one is a different one, an Aura, ORA, I think, an Aura, and I still have not used either of them. And I've owned now this doctor pen for like 3 months now, and I'm still too freaked out to do it. But I can do the rolling. I don't know. I don't want to screw it up because I've seen what happens when you screw up microneedling with the microneedling pen. There's this poor gal on Reddit, and it's just like scratches all over her face. Whoever did it wrong, or the pen was not working properly because it was just long scratches everywhere. Whatever happened to her was not supposed to happen that way, and she will probably have a lot of issues with it healing and scarring and possibly a lawsuit even. So that's why I don't want to screw it up and do it to myself. That poor gal, I'll have to talk about it in another video and bring up the picture, but it was terrible what happened to her. I don't know if this person didn't know what they were doing or the device was misfiring or was mishandled, but it was bad, yeah. So, yeah. Let's see. Two derms stepped in R&D with the founders. Oh, yes. The QURE, yes. Yeah, my sister-in-law used it and liked it, so I'm gonna have to check it out. But I think there might be some serums that are kind of similar to it. When I was looking at it, I remember thinking there was something similar to it that wasn't as expensive, but maybe that might be an easier way to go for microneedling because I think it comes in its own applicator, but then I think they sell applicators, what Heather's saying, very similar to it. So you could probably, I think I even have one where you fill it up yourself and then it's like got like 9 pins and I tried it and I just wasn't happy with it trying to get it to work. I probably spent more on things that I've never used and I'll probably just give away or something. I don't know why I shouldn't have bought the doctor pen because I already had the microneedling device that I was too scared to use. But then the doctor pen was better. Maybe if I try it at a very short length, I can have the guts to do it. I think, and maybe I'll just try a little bit on my forehead, or maybe I'll just try it on my hand or my arm or something. So yeah. Oh yes, Doctor Shaw, I recognize them. Yeah, yeah. I think there's certain lengths that are more beneficial. The longer, I mean, it's going to be more effective, but the healing time is going to be longer too. So, that's kind of why I just like my esthetician to do it. My friend got a quote though for somebody to microneedle her face, and I think the quote was $800. That seemed to me to be unreasonably high, but my gal charged me, I think, like 150 bucks. But I think this place, my gal, it's nothing fancy. It's not a med spa. It's very simple little area she's got. It's not where you walk in and you're covered with robes and slippers and things like that. I have a feeling that's what the place my friend looked at because I think $800 is seems very high unless there was something else special with it. But that's also the doctor that or the esthetician or whatever that tried to talk that's talking her into doing the Ozempic thing, and she's not overweight. So I already have issues with these people, and I already told her that. I'm like, you know what? If you're going to talk about this place more, I'm not impressed with them. Keep doing your digging. It just $800 seems like too much, but maybe I'm out of touch because my gal's doesn't have a lot of huge overhead. She's her own person. She does it all. So yeah, yeah. So educated mess. I've got that. Actually, I've got that window. All my tabs. I probably got 50 tabs open, and the educated mess is the third tab up. So yeah, I was checking it out. I've got to pick it up and give it a try. So yeah, yeah. So
Next week we'll have the screen share for your computer so people can see it next
oh,
week.
okay. They can see all my 50 open tabs too.
Yeah,
I mean, the tabs are crazy.
you might have to clean it up before
Yeah.
we go
I
live.
probably have 15 Word documents open. I just I don't know. I find something interesting and then I leave it up because if I bookmark it, I feel like I'm never going to find it again because I've got so many bookmarks too. So I just need to get organized. That's what I need. Well, now I'm excited. I like innovative products of 2024. So yeah. So Yeah, the VT Riedel, those Riedel serum spicules, they're so interesting. My sister-in-law, I think when she tried her first spicule or Riedel product, I think she was just overwhelmed, like, wow, this is crazy. It looks smooth, and then you put it on and it feels like it's sand, but it looks smooth. And I think, okay, find well geez hydroneedle. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. I wonder if that's one I have or not. So it's amazing that Cameron was named Cameron by his parents and then he became a cameraman. What are the odds? They're psychic. That's why. They're psychic. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. So yeah. Oh, you like the memes. Cameraman loves memes. That one with the cat a few weeks ago is so cute.
Who said that?
Uh DRV,
DRV.
yeah.
They're my new favorite person.
Oh, okay. You love the memes. I need to make some I wonder if I could make a meme. I don't know. Could I make a meme myself?
You could, if you're funny enough.
I don't know if I'm funny enough, but I can try. So, Debbie,
Debbie.
DRV,
Oh,
Debbie. Yes, you're right. You told me that. So, 15.95 is the price. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. That's interesting. So then just add your serum. So it's kind of like microneedling, but controlled punctures. I like that. I'm gonna have to check that out. I think that QURE, I don't know how to say it, but I think it's pretty expensive. But you know what? My sister-in-law really liked it, and she's tried a lot of stuff now, and she's very methodical the way she adds things in. She'll add things in and then take pictures. She's very good at that. She's very good at like testing it on one side. And you know what? One of these days I'll have her come and talk because she's been very getting into the skincare thing and she's bringing things to my attention that I didn't even know existed. So I find it interesting. So, yeah, they say cure as a word in the YouTube ad. Okay, I'm going to have to cure. Cure. Would that be it? Cure? Cure. Well, I'm going to look it up. Cure. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay. Well, I got a lot of stuff to work on then. So, well, thank you guys. This was fun. I love this. I'm glad the audio worked out. Oh, by the way, I'm going to finally record a cooking video. I'm going to record it tomorrow, and it's going to be probably shepherd's pie 2 ways, keto and non keto. Shepherd's pie. So I'm going to record it Saturday, and maybe we'll have it up Sunday or Monday. So, and I'll probably post on the second channel. But I want to do some keto friendly things because I know keto is very challenging. But my dad's very picky too. So a lot of the times I cook something and I almost always cook it 2 ways, a keto version and the non keto version for my dad. So shepherd's pie was the one I picked first because I love it and I haven't had in a while. So yeah. So anyway, so stay tuned on that. I'm excited to become a chef. Just call me Martha Stewart. So Miss Martha. What are you pointing at?
I sent you a message.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so we'll do that. Okay. Well, thank you guys. I'm planning on doing this every Friday at 1:30 with the exception of I think it's February 7th because I'm going in for my Botox for migraine. And maybe I could do it afterwards. I don't know. I think it healed pretty easily. So, yeah, for the Botox for migraine, they did here, they did here, they did here, they did here, and then they did here. And I can't really raise my eyebrow much, but I haven't really had a migraine since, so yeah. Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, DB Cooper, which now is solved, and I'm gonna have to figure this out now. Who did it? So thank you guys so much. Have a great week. This was awesome. I love doing this. So this is so much fun. So keep me posted if there's a better day that works better. Keep me posted. So yeah. Oh, the dogs are doing good. Ike and Lincoln are doing great, actually. So yeah. Ike had a tough week a couple weeks ago, but now he's doing great. So yeah. So yeah. Cup of tea sounds really good with honey. With honey. So yeah.
Next week we'll have a review to mix.
Yes. We'll mix in a review too. And maybe more keto recipes or something. So yes. Okay. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good weekend, and I will see you more tomorrow on my video. Okay. Bye.